what is happening is that because milk companies glamorize their products, they give the impression to mothers that their milk is insufficient, is of low, poor quality, and that the tinned formula is better. It has become necessary to look at the practices that undermine breastfeeding, particularly marketing strategies and tactics of milk companies. You have seen, I'm sure, claims, false health claims from various milk companies that purport that the particular brands would make children into geniuses. They show them playing violins and piano. These sorts of false claims are tantamount to duping the general population into consuming products that can be harmful to children, particularly in environments where we cannot be sure of the quality of water, the sanitation, including hygiene, personal hygiene practices in the environments in which these companies are pushing their product. There used to be a very strong monitoring capability in the Department of Health and in other parts of government, which undertook the accountability of ensuring that the code was respected and that advertising was honest and that people were given the kind of information that was correct, including warnings on labeling that allowed people to make an informed choice. That capability, that code monitoring capability has been dismantled.
The Health Department has revised the implementing rules of the Milk Code, which were drafted in 1986 and are badly in need of updating.
The RIRR or EO51 is against advertising and promotions. In fact, it is against unlawful or immoral advertising and promotions. And the penalties or sanctions that we suggested in the RIRR actually were penalties and sanctions for the milk companies.
But it is up against the producers of infant formula, the multi-billion-peso milk, pharmaceutical, and healthcare companies which are opposing these revisions.
If commercial information about infant formula will be prohibited, consumers and healthcare professionals will be denied access to important information about a safe, legal product that they might freely choose to use and or recommend. It is important that they receive complete, accurate, balanced information. Parents may feed the wrong product. They may not prepare, store, or feed the product correctly. There are no generic preparation instructions that apply to each.
The new rules provide stricter guidelines on the advertising of infant formula, as well as penalties on health professionals who violate them.
A very, very small, minuscule percentage of actual mothers actually requiring infant formula rather than breast milk, Your Honors. But because of the current propaganda, advertisements, promotions, sponsorships, etc., actually there is a reverse. It is now practically a norm that doctors or even health facilities or even mothers think that infant formula is actually the gold formula.
Sa advertisement, I entirely agree. Sorry to say this. Marami naman talagang milk companies na sobra-sobra ang false advertisement.
What has not been disproven, however, is that milk and pharmaceutical companies conduct aggressive marketing strategies that run counter to the law. The misleading advertisements and the use of health workers to promote their products.
I'm really somehow pissed off with the marketing strategy is the bribing aspect that happens with the midwives. True, there are like travels or some perks for doctors. That's part of the marketing. Totoo talaga yan. Let's say a midwife or a medical practitioner, a caregiver in the nursery, pag they have these cans or boxes, it is being exchanged. Parang may benefit, parang merong incentive ang company na pagka merong, let's say per box is 5 pesos, or per tin can is 10 pesos. So pag nandun yung bata, meron na kaagad gatas.
In an interview conducted with med reps of a milk company, other violations of EO 51 were exposed.
More often than not, we target private doctors because they prescribe the high-end products. When you have centers, you are only able to push the low-end meal. For premium brands, it's the private doctor. We try to put up scientific events for the doctor. We sponsor the doctor who will be the speaker, train fair, accommodation, etc. After the seminar, that's the time we harp on the benefits of milk products. Is it true that milk companies sponsor the milk in the nursery and that the nurses give it out? Yes, it has happened before. You can also sponsor non-medical related activities, such as outings, Christmas parties, etc. Who do you cover? Basically, doctors, nurses, and midwives. Midwives in the health centers do most of the delivery, so they influence mothers to breastfeed or not.